I can't believe it. Good afternoon, people of the world. I can't believe that Stephen Colbert is working at a TV station, a local TV station. And you know, like, it's for real, man. You make jokes about Donald Trump, and then like stuff starts happening. You know, like weird stuff. But it's true. I mean, like, I used to watch Stephen Colbert, but like, then I had to stop watching television because it was like a bunch of weird shit that started coming on my television, on my Roku TV. It was fucking weird. And but like, it's not the first time. There was like, before that was like 5 years ago. Before that, I was watching just the normal TV in my trailer. And then, and I was watching it in my trailer, folks. And and like, something happened to the TV. It was fucking weird. Like the person, I don't remember who he was, but like, there was like this dude who had a show, a late night show, and like, he started doing some weird stuff on the show, and I didn't realize what he was doing until I found out what he was doing. It was fucking weird. He was doing that on my TV, on my cable TV in my trailer. And then, I don't know why people do weird stuff, folks. Don't tell me why they do weird stuff. But like, I can't believe he still has a job. That dude, Stephen Colbert. It's true, if you make jokes about Donald Trump, they'll try to fire you. The elite control the world, people. And Donald Trump is part of them elite. And he's, the movement, the MAGA movement used to be about, it used to be like, that the elite were gonna go down because Donald Trump was the leader. And now we finding out that Donald Trump is the elite. That he was part of the elite. Like, as I said, that's why the whole movement died with Donald Trump. But like I said, like, you can get canceled. Last time I almost got canceled by a celebrity. No, like, a bunch of celebrities tried to cancel me. It wasn't even the company, it was just the celebrities. And they were like, canceled, you're canceled, delete yourself. But that's the program they got here in the United States. Isolation program. And a lot of these celebrities out there, they're being mind controlled, And like, I'm over here in the United States of America. And we gotta be careful, because the elite are controlling the narrative, folks. We can't make jokes about the elite because the elite get mad. You can't make fun of Donald Trump. You can't make fun of George Soros. You can't make fun of the Rockefeller. You can't make fun of the Rothschild. Because then they'll come around and they'll delete your account, and they'll control the media. They'll target you. And that's why, like I said, Stephen Colbert was trying to talk about Donald Trump, and then he got deleted and he got put in his place by the elite. I was looking at a UFO documentary, and they were saying, that a lot of the people that are withholding information to the people, what's going on, what's really going on in the United States of America. That's the problem. Nobody knows. Nobody wants to find out. There's very few people interested. They'd rather just listen to what everybody else says. But if you look at it, it's true, man. The elite travel in circles of the rich and the famous. And it's pretty much the same people over and over and over again. And they're inbreeding with their own people to control their bloodline. And that's why some of them look funny looking and got small hands and small legs. Sometimes they got nubs for hands. And sometimes, they walk funny, and in rare cases, they're able to shapeshift. That's called inbreeding. That's inbreeding amongst the elite. They're trying to conserve the DNA, the dragon DNA. And one time they were saying they put a leader that was retarded in a country. The elite did that, and they put their own people to control the countries here in the United States and all over the planet. So they put this guy who was really inbred, and he was controlling a country. And he was over there in a different country, and he was like a dictator or some shit, or something like that. They had toppled the government, the elite, and they installed their own regime, and they put a retarded person as a dictator. And then that dude didn't even know how to talk, man. He had nobody. He had people working for him. Everything was AI generated. Everything was he wouldn't even have to say anything. Everything was just pre-written. Everything was scripted, and he was retarded, folks. And if you were to even tell him anything, he wouldn't even speak. He wouldn't take, the people wouldn't even be able to report on him, or journalists wouldn't even be able to talk to him, because he was so retarded that he would say something and people get upset. And so he was a leader of the country, and he was like a dictator, but he was of the bloodline of the elite. They had inbred so much, and they had power only running within their ranks, that they decided to take over countries and put inbred people in power. And then they put this really, really retarded person, and they were like telling them what to do, and he was just like chilling. He wasn't even doing anything. He was saying he was doing stuff, but he wasn't doing anything. He had people that were doing the stuff for him. And he would say, oh, that's me, I did that, but it wasn't even him. He was just there, and he was just like sitting and shaking hands with all the famous people, rich people. And he was like, it was so stupid. And you know, he was inbred to imbecility. And now, people in America, man, y'all hillbillies out there, I know y'all be inbreeding in Texas, Liberty, Texas, inbreds. I saw an inbred up here in Liberty, Texas one time. Oh man, they lived in the shack. They lived in a tent or some shit. And that guy didn't have power. And I know stories about inbreds that were in countries, and they had like a bunch of power. And like I compared the inbreds here in Liberty, Texas with the inbreds over there. They're dictators, and they were like the same person. They were like the same person. Y'all talking about autistic people all the time, and I'm looking at the people that have power. Some of them are fucking dumb. They're like retarded. And the elite are controlling the narrative, folks. They're marrying their children to their own cousins to keep that power. And check it. And one time, there was a guy who tried to get with one of the elite women, and the father was like, nope, you're gonna go over there with Johnny. Johnny's your cousin. Johnny's a good boy. He knows our family. He's your cousin, though. You remember your cousin, Johnny. and she would have to she had to obey the father because they were in control. They had a lot of money, and they were trying to keep that money amongst themselves. You know, that's what's happening in the United States, all over the planet. We got inbreds controlling the planet, folks. That's what you get. That's what y'all get when y'all let them have the power. They're just gonna end up inbreeding. You know? And like they'll be making fun of normal people. They'll be like, oh shit, this motherfucker doesn't know how to shape shift. Oh fuck, man, this motherfucker don't know how to shape shift. I know how to shape shift, man. We got that dragon power. We done conserved our bloodline, folks. Alright, folks. Till next time.